boys? We good?
Yeah, I think we're good.
All right, let's move it along.
Jacob will cover some more on Torrey Horton when he comes back for sure.
Oh, yeah, no doubt. He'll be like, I told you, boys, you don't listen to me. All right, let's go to another wide receiver. It was a top 30 visit, and then we're at the end. We're going to get into a mock draft, and tonight Emilio and Tim are going to call the shots. All right, I'm tired of getting abused all day. All right, so here we go. Tai Felton. I got to be honest. When I first started to dive into this Tai Felton breakdown, I wasn't that excited. I'm thinking, Tai Felton, just another guy, right? By the end of it, I was going, this guy's really interesting, really interesting. First of all, look at that picture right there. That poor bastard in the background. Look at that.
And the whole team chasing him down.
Pretty wild. All right, so here we go. We're talking about a top 30 visit with Maryland wide receiver Tai Felton, eyeing him as a dynamic playmaker in the 2025 NFL Draft. He's ranked number 131 on our PTA big board. Felton brings a wiry 6'1", 183-pound frame with elite speed and after-catch ability, offering Green Bay a versatile target, having played 204 snaps in the slot while logging 559 snaps out wide to complement their passing attack. Look at this. Once again, look at this poor guy trailing here on the ground. That's swimming in the turf, chasing Tai. Yeah. So here's the scouting report coming out of high school, and that is a high school shot right there, by the way. I love it. A 3-star recruit from Stonebridge High School in Ashburn, Virginia, in 2021 class, Tai Felton earned a 83.05 grade from On3 at 6'2", 170. He showcased explosive speed and hands, racking up 1,050 yards, 13 touchdowns as a sophomore. His track background, he ran an 11.2 second 100-meter dash there. Added burst, earning him first-team All-State honors despite an ACL tear his senior year. Felton committed to Maryland over offers from Nebraska, Pitt, Virginia, and Virginia Tech. That's some pretty big schools there for a 3-star recruit. Seen as a raw talent with big play potential. When you look at the PFF grades, guys, 21, 62.2, then a 62.0, then a 64.2, and then boom, in 2024, he jumps all the way to a 78. Again, notice the snaps. He played out wide 559 snaps, but kicked inside to the slot 204 snaps with a receiving grade of 80.2 his final year. College statistics. Felton's 4-year career at Maryland shows steady growth culminating in a breakout 2024 with 0 fumbles across his entire tenure. Emilio, he did not fumble one time in college, bro. That is wild. In 2021, he played 6 games, catching 5 passes for 51 yards. 22, he played 13 games with 23 receptions of 309 yards, 2 touchdowns. 23, he played 13 games, 48 catches, 723 yards receiving with 6 touchdowns, earning third-team All-Big Ten. And then in 2024, he played in 12 games, exploding for 96 receptions, 1,124 yards, and 9 touchdowns, setting a Maryland single-season receptions record and earning first-team All-Big Ten and third-team All-American honors. His career totals 44 games, 172 receptions, 2,207 yards, and 17 touchdowns. Like this little guy, too, by the way, man. Going up in high point in the ball. Detailed scouting report entered in the draft. You guys got anything before I dive into that? Let me get me a drink. What's sticking out to you so far about Tai Felton?
Playmaker. Dude wants a ball in his hand. He wants to score. Obviously, it's Maryland, so you know you're not exactly sure on the competition, but the dude wants the ball and he wants to score. I love that. Got that high energy, high effort. Hey, I'll take that.
Yep, I agree. Another one kind of like Horton too. When you look at the build and stuff, get him some cheese curds, get him on the weight machine, and he'll grow into that NFL frame real nicely. Another kind of mid to late round pick right here that, again, you could do a lot worse. It's funny because I look at him and Horton kind of comparatively, and I can't make up my mind who I'd rather have, say, in the fourth or fifth round or something.
Yeah, and that's going to do it for hour 1, guys. The time got away from me here, man. This show was flying by. We're going to continue this talk on the other side for hour 2 for everybody on the pod. We appreciate y'all hanging out with us. We will continue the Tai Felton breakdown as the chat's going nuts over him right now. We'll see y'all in hour 2. Appreciate you.
For those of you listening on the pod,
welcome in hour 2. Let's continue this Tai Felton breakdown. Coach Lynn in the chat said he's a burner, stood out the combine the first time I heard his name. J. Cole, is this a replacement visit for Isaiah Bond? I think you might be onto something there, Jay.
Wow, that's a great point.
very similar, right? Because Isaiah Bond, a very fast receiver as well. That does kind of feel like they're a similar type player. And correct me if I'm wrong, but I would say Tai Felton probably had better production than Isaiah Bond did at Texas last year. So Greg Rice confirms 4.3740. Let's see here. H.E. Solder says Felton feels like a guy that they will think about if they get frozen out of the other speed receivers. I could see that for sure. Yep. Greg Rice, he can jump out of the gym, 39.5-inch vertical. That's wild. So there you go. All right. Moving along, Dane Brugler's detailed scouting report on Tai Felton. The 3-year starter at Maryland, Felton lined up primarily outside in offensive coordinator Josh Gaddis's pro-style spread scheme. Although he logged more slot snaps as a senior than in previous 3 years combined, after missing almost all of the final 2 years of high school, he was somewhat of a late bloomer when he joined the Terps and found himself buried on the depth chart. But his impact and production improved each of his 4 years in the program. As a senior, he was named team MVP after leading the Big Ten in catches with, I guess that's 8 per game, and receiving yards, 93.7 per game, and breaking DJ Moore's single-season Maryland record for catches. That's interesting. A natural field stretcher, Felton can stay in the corner's pocket before pulling away at the last moment. So he's got kind of that late burst that they talk about, that manipulating the corner when the ball's in the air.
Right.
Although the success rate was just 28.6% with 8 catches on 28 targets on throws of more than 20 yards in 2024. He can avoid contact with his quick feet, but his mediocre play strength stands out and hurts his ability to play through contact mid-route. So maybe that midline route is what he struggles with, and at the catch point as well. Overall, Felton has the explosive speed to be a weapon in the quick game and downfield, which gives him NFL starting potential as a Z receiver. His special teams experience will only boost his chances of cementing a spot in an NFL depth chart. So the RAS is a 9.20. There's the 4.3740. Pretty solid across the board in terms of how that's distributed. There's the 39.5-inch vert, and he also added in an even better broad jump at 10.10, scoring a 9.62. So Tai Felton, very interesting. Injury and character concerns. Felton has been mostly durable, playing 44 games over 4 seasons through an ACL tear in high school, though an ACL tear in high school sidelined him his senior year. He missed 1 game in 24 due to a minor hamstring tweak, but showed resilience playing all other contests. His ball security is impeccable with 0 fumbles across his college career. Off the field, Felton is a high-character player, earning praise for his work ethic and leadership as a 2024 team leader. His experience as a kick returner and punt returner highlights his team-first mentality with no off-field concerns reported. Coaches allowed his maturity and ability to handle high target volume. And when you look at where he's most recently been mocked, we'll go back to 24 earlier in the season. Back in October, as high as 22 to Denver. In September of the college football season this past year, 20th, according to the 33rd team. And look at this one, Pro Football Network. James Fragoza. Back in August, he had him going as high as number 8 to Washington. Now, since then, since March and April, and obviously the injury, looks like somewhere between the 4th and 6th round, we said here in the draft projection. He projects as a 4th to 5th round pick in the 2025 draft, mentions his combine stuff as well. Broad jump underscores explosiveness, making him a fit for Green Bay's need for a versatile Z receiver. Though his slight frame and limited strength cap his ceiling, his best case is a high-end Z starter if paired with a physical number 1 receiver, while his floor is a return specialist and rotational piece. The Packers' visit, paired with his Senior Bowl invite, signals growing interest, in his record-setting 2024 could elevate his mid-round stock. Can we confirm that he was at the Senior Bowl? I didn't know he was at the Senior Bowl. Is that true?
I believe he's on my list. Let's double check.
Yeah, take a look there on the board if you can, Emilio, as well.
We do have a Senior Bowls.
Okay, just wanted to make sure, because sometimes as we're putting these articles together, the AI will grab stuff that, obviously is not accurate. And I just wanted to – that's something that's really important for our board if you guys may or may not know. So what do we think, boys? Tai Felton, I mean, one of those guys that if the board don't fall just right early in the draft for wide receiver, you could probably bounce back and grab him, right?
Yep. Round 4 or 5, hopefully. Would be great. I love the experience as a kick returner and a punt returner. Praise for maturity and leadership. I mean, the guy sounds like a Packer. He really does.
Definitely.
Yeah, I think it's a perfect spot there, right around Kobe Bryant. Same tier as Kobe Bryant, Thor Griffith. And then, just a little bit behind Nick Nash, Isaiah Bond, Pat Bryant. He's only 2 tiers below him on the board. So not far off from where they're at. I think the Isaiah Bond comp earlier is probably a good replacement. Hey, let's get another eye on a mid-round speed guy and see what happens.
Yeah, couldn't agree more, man. Could not agree more. All right, so there you go. There's your top 30 visits. And is there anything else you guys want to add to anything we just covered before we get ready to wrap this up and jump into a mock draft here? Anything?
I'm ready to mock. What about you, Emilio? You ready to mock?
I'm ready to mock. I'm over here. I'm ready.
Let's mock and roll, baby.
Mock and roll. I love it. All right. Let's get into a 7-round mock here for the Packers. We're going to try to do this every show as we close in on the draft. Man, I get great feedback on these mocks. Most of the time, we're getting roasted.